Hello Sim Heads, this is Jeff of SimSamurai.net. What you're looking at is the inside of the XS-1 flight simulator on the pilot side. And this is the blank section of the upper shelf for the XS-1 or AX-1 depending on what model you're building. And there is the front window with my beautiful little faux painted clouds in place on a piece of foam board. That I spray painted actually with just some light sky blue paint and then lightly dusted it with some white or off-white rather paint, and again I used I believe flat in both cases to kind of get a realistic look of clouds. But basically what I want to tell you in this video is that after you get this sim station built or the sim cockpit built, you want to either fill these with monitors or foam panels like I've built just to make up a fake view. In the meantime, obviously your projection screen is going to be right there in front, but your side panels can either be filled with monitors or can be filled with fake panels like I've built. Eventually I'm going to use some Matrox dual head cards for these two sides. You could actually run a Matrox triple head running the front view and two side views, and then a Matrox dual head to run those two. So it would be one video card would power those two views, and then another video card would power your front view, and then these two sides. That's how it works. You can't actually use you could not use a triple head to power 1, 2, and 3 and then hope to use a dual head to power that one and that one. That's not how Matrox cards work. They have to be side by side. You can't split the view left and right from one side to the other, so you'd have to use either a dual head for here and here over on the other side, and then use a triple head up front. So anyway, there's a little quick tutorial on how Matrox works. But anyway, as I hold up my trusty lamp here to give you some lighting, I just wanted to show you basically how I've put my window trim panels in place. And what you see down here on the bottom is some aluminum trim that I used to finish off my window frames. These are the window frames in the builder manual, made out of MDF or medium density fiberboard, with of course the foam board behind it, which is just a simple 1/4 inch panel that just sits behind the main window frame. So anyway, after that's cut out, you can spray paint these panels and then put it in place and then put the window frame in front of it. So let's do that right now. Basically, here's my little window frame for this piece. Again, you can see I've spray painted it like clouds. Hope my artistry will suffice for the purpose. You want to cut these about, I'd say a 1/16 of an inch on each side, less than the actual dimension. So an 1/8 of an inch total, 1/16 of an inch per side, all the way around, so that it'll fit loosely enough that you can get it in, but it's still tight enough that it'll slide in place. So let's just put it in there, slide it in place. There we go. And then let's look for the window frame. I think I have it sitting around here somewhere. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Say outside, say hi to San Diego. There's me, there's my window. Oh, here it is. There's an exercise bowl and some weights. And here's the window frame. So, the window frame is made out of 3/4 inch MDF or medium density fiberboard. There it is. This little corner piece is shaved off, as you'll see in the plans. This is only on my prototype, or for those of you who have probably purchased my first revision of these plans, this is kind of necessary based on the degree of angle that this leaned forward like that, which is at a 10-degree angle. So that was necessary, just so this little corner didn't protrude out. But anyway, this is the window frame with the base molding installed, and how I installed that is basically via 3 screws on the back, as you can see there, 4 screws rather. There it is. Looks good, looks great. Let's put it in place. slides into place, and there we go. Slide it back, and so make it flush. And so there it is. And basically, before it gets secured, you know, you can leave the window panel all the way back if you want, or you can push it more forward like that one is, and like the other ones are. Choice is up to you. But basically, what you want to do is you want to drill a little hole underneath. I think this original hole is where I had a bracket, a little L bracket, sitting in here to hold this shelf to the rear vertical spar. But I drilled another hole, I think at about 2 inches in. Again, 2 inches in, 3/4 inches back. So 2 inches this way, 3/4 inches that way, to hold this aluminum trim. And this is just a decorative finish piece that I made out of aluminum. It's 1.5 inches tall by 1.5 inches on the underside, and then I polished it with either 220 or 320 grit sandpaper. You can do it by hand, just making a swirling motion, like a quick swirling motion, just like that, to polish it up, kind of give it a nice kind of machined look. If you do it with a palm sander, it's going to give you a more finished look. But I kind of like the hand polished look. You can kind of see the sparkles of the grain more. But just a little decorative finishing touch. But getting back to these holes, basically I drilled, you know, the holes in here and the aluminum at the same time. So basically I slapped this aluminum L bar straight up against here, and while I was holding it with pressure, I then drilled the holes. You know, I marked it on the bottom side of the aluminum, and then drilled these holes so that, you know, you've got a hole that will match all the way through the aluminum up through the plywood. And so here is my trim piece ready to go in place. And again, same thing, whatever this dimension is, whether you've ordered the AX-1 or XS-1, you know, when you're cutting trim, you're going to want to cut it. You know, you can do it at a 1/16 inch less, which will leave you, what, like, I guess 1/32 of an inch gap on each side, which is fine. You know, if you cut it at an 1/8 inch less total than this total distance here to here, then you're going to have a 1/16 of an inch play room either side. So that choice is up to you, but basically you're going to have to cut it just a little bit under what this dimension is so that it'll fit, and fit nicely, rather than you having to struggle and get it in tightly. And so that'll fit up there, and same thing, you're going to use a set screw at that mark there, set screw right here, and the set screw will go up into, you know, you want to use a screw that's like at least 1.25 inches, maybe 1 5/8 that will penetrate up into the window trim piece right here, so that it secures this in place as well as anchors itself to this. You don't need to use a large screw, obviously. You don't want to use something too large that will penetrate all the way through this up through the top. I mean, this is 3/4 inch, this is about 3/4 inch, so that's 1.5 inches total. You know, using an 1 5/8, you could potentially drive a screw up through the top, which would not be good. So 1.25 inches is probably recommended for this purpose. But anyway, that's, you know, your final decorative trim option for the upper window frames, just to kind of complete the look of the exterior windows for your XS-1 or AX-1 cockpit. So that's it for now. Hope you have learned a little bit more about this cockpit design. And if you have any more questions, you know where to reach me at simsamurai@earthlink.net. And thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and again, hopefully this has helped you in your own progress for completing your own home cockpit. Thanks, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.